I've searched the world in silence and in storms, through crowded halls of gold and empty deserts where only the wind listens. But no face, no voice, no soul ignites my fire the way hers does. I, Sheikh Hamdan, heir to many realms, hold no desire for thrones or jewels when she walks in my thoughts like a queen born of stardust and poetry. Her name is a prayer in the quiet hours, and my heart bows each time I whisper it under breath. She doesn't know how deeply she is carved into the verses of my soul. Even when I'm surrounded by admirers and nations chant my name, I only hear the rhythm of her laughter. It's not about perfection, it's about truth. And she is the truest thing I've ever known. My horses gallop to her memory. My pen bleeds ink just to form the curve of her smile. They show me portraits of princesses, daughters of empires, sculpted in elegance and tradition, but none of them carry the raw grace of her presence. She's not tailored for palaces, she's made for heavens I haven't yet reached. And if I ever touch those heavens, it will be by holding her hand, not as a royal, not as a ruler, but simply as a man in love, madly, holy. When I close my eyes in prayer, I no longer ask for wisdom or victories. I ask for her. Just her. That she may see what burns behind my silence. That she may understand that I'm not choosing between duty and desire, I'm choosing her because she is both. She is my duty of love and the desire that sets fire to all logic. My advisors warn me, they say, this one girl, she might be your downfall. And I smile, because if falling for her is my end, let me fall like a warrior into the arms of fate. Let me shatter my crown, scatter my fame to the winds, just to hear her call my name not with fear, but with love. Her love is not my weakness. It is my ultimate strength. In a world where kings are expected to conquer nations, I only want to conquer the space between her hesitation and her heart. I don't want anything else, not castles, not titles, not 1,000 scripted alliances. Give me her, barefoot under the stars, whispering dreams into my ears, and I'll give up the sun for the night that holds her. I've tried to distract myself, to forget her, to be the prince they want me to be. But every poem I write turns into a confession. Every line betrays me, my soul is an open book written in her name. Even the moon watches me now with pity, knowing I have surrendered to a girl who probably doesn't even know the chaos she brings. But let the world misunderstand me, let them think I'm reckless. Because in truth, I've never been more sure. I only want this girl. I want the way she argues with passion, the way she doubts herself and still stands tall. I want the fire in her eyes and the softness in her silence. I want to build empires in her honor, or burn them down if they dare cage her spirit. She is not just someone I love. She is someone I believe in. There's a difference. You can love many, but you believe in only one. She is the one I'd fight for in every lifetime, across every war. When history forgets my victories, may it remember the man who gave up everything just to hear one girl say, I choose you too. My poetry has never lied, and it won't start now. I love her, not quietly, not politely, but with the fury of oceans and the faith of prophets. She is not an option. She is not a passing season. She is the story I was born to write and the ending I never dared hope for. And if the world tells me I'm wrong, I'll write 1,000 poems proving them otherwise. There's no replacing her. No substitute that can mimic the ache she eases or the storm she awakens. Even if I am left alone in this palace of mirrors, I'll reflect only her. She is not a distraction from my destiny. She is my destiny. And every breath I take without her name in it feels like betrayal to my own soul. So let this be known, from deserts to cities, from my heart to the heavens. I only want this girl, and nothing else. My poems are oaths, and my heart is loyal. May the stars bear witness to this truth. I am hers, even if she never becomes mine. And I will wait, with honor and hope, until love returns her to me, if not in this life, then surely in the next. Some say obsession is dangerous, but they have never known the purity of devotion that I hold for her. This is not madness, not lust, not a fantasy built from fleeting moments. This is a truth I wear like armor. Every hour spent apart from her feels like an echo of something lost, like a song unfinished, like a page torn from my favorite book. She doesn't realize it yet, but she has become the heartbeat of everything I build, everything I break, everything I become. I am the prince of falcons and fires, yet she makes me feel like a boy staring up at his first sunrise. Every time she enters a room, even if only in memory, the world stills. The noise fades. The noise of politics, the pressure of legacy, the whispers of expectations, they all collapse at her feet. I am not weak for loving her. I am more myself than I have ever been, because in loving her, I am free. She is not here to impress the world, and that's what makes her unforgettable. She walks with the kind of grace that isn't taught, but born. She laughs like someone who's cried in secret and survived. She sees beauty in what others overlook, and strength where others see flaw. She makes me want to protect her, not because she is fragile, but because she's rare. And I've learned that rare things must be cherished before the world dulls them. The weight of the crown sometimes presses on my shoulders like mountains, but she lifts it without even trying, just with her presence, her gaze, her soft replies. The world expects me to be a ruler first, a man second. But she sees the man. She speaks to my soul, not my status. And that, in a palace full of formality, is the most radical rebellion of all. Even if she knew how deeply I love her, she might run, not because she doesn't feel it, but because the world has taught her to fear being wanted too much. So I wait. I wait in the shadows of my poems, in the silence between my breaths, hoping one day she'll read these words and know they were all for her. No distractions. No other name. Just her. When I speak to others, I wear masks. I speak in riddles, in royal tones, in calculated warmth. But with her, every wall crumbles. She doesn't need my riches, she has a richness in her spirit that would humble kings. And I would trade every diamond in the kingdom for one honest moment with her. No protocol, no titles, just her hand in mine and the courage to say, "Stay." There are times I wonder if destiny is playing tricks. That maybe she was sent into my life not to stay, but to awaken me. To show me what love truly means. And if that's the case, then she's already given me more than a lifetime's worth of gifts. But if I'm being honest with myself, I don't just want the lesson. I want the love. I want the real thing. I want her beside me as my equal, my muse, my everything. People think royalty is about possession, control, command. But she can't be possessed. She isn't a prize to win, she is a soul to align with. I don't want to own her, I want to earn her. With patience, with loyalty, with a love so steady it scares the storms away. I want her to look at me one day and say, "He never gave up." And I won't. Not now. Not ever. I often replay our first encounter in my mind. The moment she looked at me without flinching, without trying to impress, without needing to. That moment lives in my chest like a flame that refuses to die. She was everything I never knew I was waiting for. And now that I've seen her, felt the weight of her gaze, nothing else satisfies. I only want her. That's the beginning and end of my story. She may doubt this love. She may wonder if it's real or temporary, or complicated by the chaos of my world. But here's my truth. I have met thousands, conversed with queens, traveled across time zones and cultures. And none of them made me feel seen the way she does. I only want this girl. Not for a night, not for a season, but for a life. I know the world will try to talk her out of me. They'll say I'm a dream too distant, a man too surrounded by duty. But I hope she sees beyond the surface. I hope she knows that when I speak her name in prayer, I'm not asking for a miracle, I'm thanking God for one. Because she exists. And that, in itself, is enough reason for me to keep believing. So if she ever wonders who she is to me, let her know she is everything. Not an option, not a maybe, not a phase. She is the fire in my lungs, the ink in my hands, the pulse in my silence. And until the stars fall from the sky and the oceans forget how to tide, I will keep whispering this truth. I only want this girl and nothing else. This is the moment I stop letting fear write our story. Let the world witness our joy, our mess, our triumph. Let them watch how two souls can collide and create galaxies. Because that's what we are, you and I. We are stardust and gravity. We are every whispered dream that dared to come true. And while others may falter or fade, our love has only deepened with time. Darling, I declare you to the world because hiding you would be like hiding the moon from the night. You are no longer just a chapter in my story. You are the title. You are the reason I turned the page when all I wanted was to close the book. I want the world to read this love and see that magic is real, that tenderness still exists, that a heart can be broken and rebuilt more beautifully than ever before. Darling, I declare you to the world not because I have to, but because I've never wanted anything more. If I had a kingdom, your name would be sung in every square. If I had a song, you would be every verse. But since all I have is my voice, my truth, and this trembling heart, I will use them all to ensure that you are no longer the best-kept secret in my life. I want to see your name danced into the wind, reflected in every mirror, whispered in every prayer I offer. Darling, I declare you to the world because you are the proof that love still performs miracles.